Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a slow, long, relaxing breath. And as you exhale, just release tension around your eyelids and notice that with your eyes closed, you're able to give more of your attention to the sound of my voice. When you breathe in, just aim to breathe in a tiny bit deeper than the previous breath. And as you exhale, just allow that breath to be slightly longer. Elongate the outward breath, creating a vacuum in the deep part of your lungs, not the chest, but down in the diaphragm. So as you breathe in, you end up breathing in more of that oxygen. But I want you to imagine what color resourcefulness would be for you. And the great thing about resourcefulness is that the resources represent any resource you need most right now. Motivation, confidence, tenacity, creativity, determination. But just think of a color of resourcefulness. Make it bright and vibrant. And as you breathe in, imagine breathing in that vibrant color going into your lungs. And just imagine your heart taking those resources and distributing them to every cell in your body, just as it does with oxygen. And as you exhale, scan your body for any clues of tension, and just imagine that tension leaving your body in that outward breath as a dark color. Breathing in that vibrant color, exhaling something gray or dark. And just by breathing in and breathing out, feel an emotional transfusion, giving your body what it needs and exhaling what it doesn't, enabling you to quieten your mind, release tension in your body. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the deeper you breathe. As your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I want you to think of a beach you know well on a sunny day. Maybe you can imagine walking on that beach. Maybe on the sand or on a promenade nearby. Maybe you can imagine listening to a podcast, learning something, making notes. And maybe you notice the sea, the blue sky, the feeling of the warmth of the sun on your skin. Maybe a gentle breeze. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine something you've never seen before on that beach. I want you to imagine a door, not connected to a building, just a door on the sand, a closed door. It has a frame, but it's not connected to anything, just like it's hovering there. Technically it should fall down, but it doesn't. I want you to imagine approaching the door, looking around it. It's weird, a door just there on the beach, upwards. I want you to consider this a portal. As you breathe in and breathe out, stand on one side of the door And as I count from 5 to 1, I want you to imagine opening the door and walking through the door. That strange door on a beach. 5. Just imagine putting your hand on the handle. 4. Turning the handle. 3. Opening the door. 2. Walking through the door. And 1. Closing the door behind you. But you're not on the other side of the door on the beach. You're at the top of a staircase. A staircase that leads down to a private cinema. And none of this makes sense, and it doesn't need to. Just see the stairs leading to your own private cinema. A cinema that can take you backwards and forwards in time. I'm going to count downwards from 10 to 1. Just imagine walking down the staircase into your own private cinema, but with each step down the staircase, imagine feeling more relaxed and that the staircase is taking you into a place that some people call hypnosis and some people call the power of your imagination. 10, taking that first step down the staircase, just feeling a sense of release. 9, noticing that your breathing gets deeper and deeper, feeling more relaxed on that outward breath. And then 8, just focus on the muscles in your forehead, around the temple, and just release that on the next outward breath. Now focus on your jaw, the muscles around your mouth. Breathing in relaxation, exhaling tension as you continue to walk down the staircase. 7 becomes 6, and now focus on the muscles in your neck and your shoulders. Just imagine any tension melting away. That's it. And then 5, just feeling your arms feeling limp, loose and heavy, so heavy. As it almost feels like you're gliding down this staircase. 4, focus now on any sensations there in the gut, the intestines. If your neck and shoulders store stress, the gut sometimes stores anxiety, and just allow it all to melt away. That's it. Another step down the staircase as 4 becomes 3, feeling deeper relaxed, and now focus on your legs. Allow your legs to feel so relaxed that now your arms and legs feel like the limbs of a puppet with no strings. Limp, loose, relaxed. Down into your calf muscles, feeling wonderfully relaxed. That's it. And 1, just getting to the end of that staircase. And see a beautiful private cinema. A big screen, comfy sofa, decorated exactly as you would want your own private cinema. Imagine taking a seat, feeling so relaxed. And imagine the screen starts to show you a memory. A memory of a specific day of your past. A day where you covertly went into an environment, didn't tell people what you could do, you showed them. See yourself perhaps on that morning, getting dressed wearing a suit. Not just any suit, a suit that demonstrates intent. Maybe see yourself putting on a watch, putting on shoes. See your body language, your physiology, your posture, your facial expressions, as that version of you goes to that particular place, maybe an office. See when you turned up, no time for small talk. See yourself on a mission. There is intention in your eyes, the eyes of a lion. And I want you to see that version of you. Position yourself in a certain way, maybe standing, maybe pacing. See how you organize things. Maybe see how you managed your time, focusing on what to do first and then second and then third. There was drive, motivation, tenacity. But more importantly, there was intent. That version of you looked at what was happening there as a statement of intent, of a demonstration of competency. And I want you to see that version of you start to do things at a particular level. See the way you were moving, even the way you were drinking a hot drink or a glass of water. Pay attention to your tonality, the confidence communicated in your voice. Notice the details that matter. And notice to see that first win. Something you did that maybe got the attention of other people. You were getting different results because you were doing something different, and pay attention to those differences. The work rate, the fearlessness, this was a shot to nothing. No downside, huge upside. And I want you to see that once that first win happens, it leads to another win, and then another. See yourself over the period of maybe 2 days, success after success, and see the reaction on the people around you. Maybe they were curious, impressed, confused. Who is this person? How are they able to do things that we can't? See it all. And when it feels like this version of you has the very resources that would be incredibly useful in the present and the future, let me know by nodding your head. So imagine jumping this movie right back to the very beginning, where you're getting ready. Only this time, step into the screen. You're no longer seeing yourself putting on a suit, you are putting on the suit. Maybe you can even recall the color, the style of the suit. There's a way that you put it on. Everyone has a sequence. And maybe there were certain things that you can recall. A watch, maybe cufflinks, a pen. Maybe a tie. Even the texture of the socks on your feet, the shoes. I want you to feel that you're not putting on a suit. Feel that you are putting on a suit of armor, going into battle fearlessly. Notice you're in a dialogue. No scarcity. Absolute conviction. It's already framed as low stakes. But hear that dialogue. There's a knowing you can do this. Imagine turning up and getting straight to it. Imagine organizing your environment. See the hands through your eyes. Feel the suit on your body. Even feel the weight of the watch on your wrist. Look at the shininess of that pen. Maybe there was a headset. Imagine the feeling of the headset over your ears, the weight of it. Imagine how it felt, the looseness in your chest and your diaphragm as you have those conversations. Feel a sense of connectedness to all of the resources you had back then. Those resources have been frozen for a while, and feel that right now you are thawing them. Any restrictions and barriers to those abilities and feelings and resources and strategies and beliefs and thoughts are all melting away. And if you can feel those feelings, let me know by nodding your head. If it feels like you're rekindling a passion, an energy, a motivation, a wonderful feeling of resourcefulness, notice where in your body it feels that is, and just point to it for a second. That feeling of, I've got this. Now imagine a color and a shape in that location. Maybe a three-dimensional shape, maybe a pyramid, a cube. Allow that shape to be an inner anchor of this feeling, a mnemonic. Make that shape slightly bigger. Give it a color and make that color glow. And maybe the color is the same color as the resources you were breathing in before. Or maybe it's different. But make it so bright it starts to glow. And if it spins, spin it in the same direction faster. Amplify these wonderful feelings. And I want you to notice there is an inner dialogue, a phrase that connects to this feeling. Maybe a phrase you used to say a lot to yourself. I've got this, I can do this, this is easy, watch me. You'll know what the phrase is for you, because it was there. Hear that same phrase, or create one that feels right, in that tonality. No uncertainty, no upward inflection. Absolute conviction. I've got this. Connect that sound to that feeling, to that shape and that color. And then feel that feeling as you condense 2 days worth of work to just moments in your mind, but all the moments that matter. And when it gets to the end, leave the screen. But take all of those feelings with you. As you imagine being on the sofa, looking up at the screen, but this time the screen shows your future. The future doesn't have to be a year from now. It could be a day from now, an hour from now. But I want you to see yourself in the future with this same resourceful state. See yourself organizing your environment. Maybe see yourself wearing something that signifies your intent. See where you are. Maybe you're standing, maybe you're pacing. Maybe you're wearing a headset. Maybe you're also capturing what's happening to use this for training or other types of content. I want you to see someone that isn't reluctantly doing this. See someone relishing this. They live for this. They wouldn't want anything but this. This is their calling card. This is their passion. And if you can see that future version of you in that state, let me know by nodding your head. And maybe you can see that almost like you've got X-ray vision. See that glowing shape there in that same location, that location of resourcefulness. And then step into that future version of you on that cinema screen and feel exactly how you would feel in the not too distant future, feeling that way, doing those things, almost with this samurai mentality. There is more honor in facing the fiercest of warriors. You're looking for those difficult conversations, those tricky problems, objections. The more difficult, the more it makes you smile, the more resourceful you feel, knowing that it brings out you at your very best. In fact, imagine something really challenging and you relish it. You live for it. Imagine it going exactly as you want it to be from that first person perspective, and you capturing it, knowing that this only adds to your reputation. This helps you train other people. This gives you irrefutable evidence that you are a prowling lion, not afraid to fight. You're the samurai that seeks out the battles. You walk your talk. And if it feels like you've awakened that lion within, let me know by nodding your head. And now is the time to step out of that screen. Find yourself back on that sofa, but you leave the sofa, taking all of these feelings with you. You've re-accessed these strategies, feelings, and emotions, and just imagine walking up that staircase. As you walk through the door, find yourself back out on a sandy beach, confused but empowered, feeling like something wonderful is about to change in the very near future. As you harness all of these resources, it's time to take them back into the here and now. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect with the here and now as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling resourceful, confident, feeling that the lion has awakened. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.